Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to say thank you for all the love that I got on my last video. I really appreciate all of you guys taking the time out to watch it and all your comments and all the support. I really appreciate it. I'm so grateful for that, and I'm glad that it helped some people, feel better about what they're going through. And hopefully I can continue to do that throughout my videos and, help anybody that needs it. Like I said, I'm always here for anybody that needs it. And today I want to be making a video about how I cover my vitiligo. And I know I said that I go out without makeup, and I'm not taking that back because I do. Most of the time I don't wear makeup. I only wear makeup when I feel like it, when I want to. It's not necessary at all. Just because you have vitiligo doesn't mean that you have to cover it. But for those of you that would prefer to cover it, because I did that for years, then this is a video for you to try and, maybe it can help you with me showing you what kind of foundation I use or what kind of technique I use. Hopefully it can help you find what you're looking for. Okay, first I'm going to be showing you what kind of foundation I use. Actually, let me show you what kind of primer I use. I already primed my face. I really like this primer, and excuse it, it's so dirty. It's in my makeup bag, so, it gets dirty in there. But I use the Milani Prime Shield, and that's for mattifying. So if you have oily skin, I do recommend it. It's my favorite. I've tried a lot. I've tried a lot of high-end, and I've tried a lot of drugstore, and that is the only primer that helps me stay matte for the most part. I still get oily, but it helps me get matte. Okay, so I already did that. And for my foundations, this one is my go-to. So that is the Estee Lauder, the Camouflage Foundation, and I use the color Tawny, but I also use the color Cashew. So I mix both of these together. During the summer, I mix Tawny with Spice Sand, just because I get a little bit darker during the summer. But right now, I'm the most pale, so I'll use Tawny and Cashew, and I mix them together to make my perfect combo. You don't have to mix it with anything. You might be able to find your own perfect combo, but since there's not a lot of shades, I find myself having to mix it in order to make the perfect shade for myself. So I like those two. And then I like the Smashbox Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. I like that one too. It's not my favorite, but it'll work. I'll use it if I don't have anything else to use at that moment. But it's not my favorite, but it is very full coverage. So just keep in mind that if you have oily skin, I feel like it makes your skin a little bit more oily. It won't keep my makeup lasting for a long time. But everybody's skin is different. So just because it's not the best for me doesn't mean it won't work for you. So I like that one. And for drugstore, I only have one that has worked for me so far. I've tried a lot. Trust me, a lot. I've been having vitiligo for 10 years, and I've been trying every single foundation out there. And for drugstore so far, only the Super Stay Full Coverage Foundation has worked for me. So I like this one, and this one I also have to mix. So I mix 310 and 312. Just because 312 is a little too dark, but 310 is too light. So I mix both of them to make the perfect shade. I do feel like I get a little bit more oilier with this one than with the Estee Lauder one. So I tend to go for the Estee Lauder most of the time. That's my favorite, and that's what I'm going to use today. But if you're in a rush, or just for like an everyday foundation, because the Estee Lauder one, it's pretty pricey. Some people might not want to use it every day, but if you want like an everyday foundation and you're not as oily, then you can probably get away with using just this one, and it works perfectly fine. But like I said, I'm gonna use the Estee Lauder today. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna be mixing these two, cashew and tawny, to make my perfect shade. And you can mix it in your hand just so it'll be easier. But I'm already used to doing this, so I just kind of do it my own way. You could do it my way, or you can mix it in your hand like I said. And I'm gonna use my Wet n Wild sponge. This is my favorite. I also like the Morphe sponge, and a lot of times I'll use a brush too, but right now I've been kind of like just addicted to using my sponge, so I'm gonna do that. And please don't mind if you see me looking down. I'm looking at my mirror because I kind of need it, so hopefully that's not annoying. And you can instantly see how it's super full coverage. And I know you're thinking this is not my shade, but I have a lot of yellow undertones, so I have to use a yellow tone foundation to even out everything, because if I use any other kind of foundation, then you could see my vitiligo still peeking through, and the point of me doing my makeup is to cover it. So I choose to go with a lighter foundation as opposed to a darker foundation, just because a darker foundation will oxidize and it'll make me look orange, and a lighter foundation will oxidize too, but when it does oxidize, it'll just blend in better. And I can always correct it using bronzer, which is why I do this like that. So trust me, it'll come together at the end. And keep in mind, things look different in person than they do on camera, so it might look too light on camera, but I promise you, I wouldn't go out looking crazy. And you just go over the areas where you have your vitiligo the most and just tap. Try not to get it on your hair, but if it does, it's okay. You can clean it up. I'm so excited to make this video because 10 years ago when I found out about my vitiligo, that's the first thing I did was search YouTube videos on how to cover it, because obviously, you know, I didn't want to leave my house without makeup. And to be honest, I never found any. It was maybe about 1 or 2 videos that I found, and I watched them, and you know, I got some ideas from them, but for the most part I felt very lost, and I had to find my own way. When it comes to makeup, I had to do what was best for me. I had to figure it out on my own through trial and error. And now I'm happy that, I got it down for myself. But I'm not an expert, I'm not a makeup artist, so keep that in mind. I'm doing what's the best that I can. And then if you feel like there's areas where you maybe have some spots that are hard to conceal, you could just do it with the little container and it'll be easier. Just like on the problem areas. And just tap. And sometimes with this foundation, I find that it's kind of good if you apply it and then you kind of let it sit for like a minute and it starts to maybe dry. Don't do it when it's already dry, because that's going to be a fail. But just let it sit for like a few seconds and then you work it in, and I feel like it sticks to your skin better, so it helps you disguise it better. But like I said, don't wait too long, because then you're not going to be able to blend it and it's going to look crazy. And eyelids because I have vitiligo there a lot. I have it on my eyelashes also, just in case you haven't seen it. And I think that's enough foundation. With whatever's left over on my sponge, I'll just go ahead and drag it down to my neck. I don't use a lot of foundation on my neck because that irritates my neck, but I use whatever's left on my sponge and I just drag it down. So it's not gonna be 100% concealed on my neck, but that's not what I'm going for. I already know. I mean, I don't really care. I'm basically just doing it because I have some left over, but it's no big deal to me. So there you go. That's my foundation, and I'm gonna set it. I'm gonna set my whole face, and then I like using like a big powder brush, and I use this, and when I apply it, I tap it in. And that's like another layer of coverage that it's adding. So you tap, 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 tap. And then you add some on your neck, just to even everything out. So this is where we're at. I really hope that you guys are liking it so far. As you can tell, it's pretty full coverage. There's some places where it might peek through. If that's the case, you could just tap a little bit more extra on top. I'm not gonna go anywhere today, so I don't care for it to be perfect. I'm just trying to show you how my way of doing it, but I hope you like it. Let me just finish the rest of my face, and I'll be right back. So that was it for my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helps at least one person out there trying to conceal their vitiligo. Like I said, I'm not encouraging you to hide it. I want you to be happy and brave and free and go out makeupless. But it's also good to have that option on days where you want to get ready and you want to feel extra pretty and you would just want to cover it. It's okay to have that option. So this is why I made that video. I hope it helps, like I said, at least one of you. And if you have any questions about the products that I used or anything that I did in this video, please feel free to comment down below or send me a message and I'll reply to that as well. I'm so happy that I'm getting to do these videos, and I hope I can do a Q&A soon so that you guys can get to know me a little bit better, or maybe get ready with me and answering questions or something like that. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the support and the sweet comments and messages from my last video. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.